Hey everyone, this is Lily, the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and today I'm going to bring you an overview of all my fantasy pre-order enamel pins. So, pre-order pins. My throat. Pre-order pins. So the first is this one from Icy Designs for We Hunt the Flame. And Hafsa actually is the creator of Icy Designs, so this was such a fun thing to do for Hafsa's book and also to support Icy Designs. I really love it, and I know that they've done a bunch of different pins for We Hunt the Flame and also the series We Free the Stars. So it is really fun to have like this one specifically, and it's also a really big pin. Like, I don't really know what to hold it up to scale. So this is like the lens cap that I have, and this is the pin. So, you know, is sizable. Not the biggest pin I have, but it is still sizable. And speaking of Icy Designs, let's talk about some other pre-order pins that I have that were made by Icy Designs. They are these ones for Grace and Fury and Queen of Ruin by Tracy Banghart. Bloop. Bloop. I really love them. They are very fun. I think that it is Owl Crate's yearly designer for 2021, which I'm such a fan of because I love Icy Designs pins. Like, I have a few of them and I love them so much. I think that they are so unique and just so inventive as well. And so I've loved kind of both of what they've done with the swords and how they match into each other so well. In general, I enjoyed Grace and Fury, but I think that when I think about like that kind of vibe, I think that I would recommend Heart of Thorns before I'd recommend Grace and Fury, just because I think the sister dynamic was, to me, a little bit more compelling in Heart of Thorns. But I definitely really enjoyed Grace and Fury. And I pre-ordered, and these were pre-order incentives. So, more pre-order pins. So we have another for All the Stars and Teeth. I bet it's All the Stars and Teeth when I said All the Tides and Fade. But I bet it's All the Stars and Teeth because this was a pre-order pin for that book. Pretty sure, yeah, it's All the Stars and Teeth. I really liked this pin. It's gigantic. It's also pretty big. Not as big as like some of the other pins, but it was pretty sizable for a pre-order pin. And so I actually have the UK edition and the US one of All the Stars and Teeth, so let that say what you want about me. I actually don't know if this was a pre-order pin. I could be wrong. I think actually this was in a book box, but I'm not sure which one because I tracked it down afterwards. It's for the Truthwitch series by Susan Dennard, and it says, about the small victories, sometimes justice was all. Oh, sometimes justice was all about the small victories. Wow, Lily. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is a pin from the Truthwitch series. I've only read Truthwitch. I really enjoy Truthwitch, but I haven't read any of the other books in the series. It's definitely one that I want to continue in 2021. And speaking of that series, this was like a pre-order incentive for, I think, Blood something. I'm not actually sure what it was called, but it were these two kind of like little beastie pins. And I do like that, what they've done with that one. So I think I'm just gonna now talk about a bunch of like bird animal kind of things, because we were talking about birds. You saw a bat there. This is the one that I got for Infinity Sun from Adam Silvera. It's an enamel pin, and it's a hard enamel, but it has like a different vibe entirely because it has like a dimension which is going to be really hard to capture on photo, and the details is more like looking printed than it is looking cast. I'm not sure how to explain that one. And then the next one is from Goldwink. I think this was actually from Black Wings Beating. I think this was the pre-order pin for that. The Skybound Saga is one of my favorite fantasy series, period. I love it so much, and so this Rise Together pin, A, is really fantastic because it's a saying from the book, and also the birds, the killer birds, right here. Really love that one. Next we have the Spin the Dawn pre-order pin, which I think was like an indie exclusive, so, you know, you got me. I love supporting indies, and I love indie exclusive pins. I think it's a really great idea to support indies, obviously, and so I really loved it. And it was also, I think, one that I could do from Books of Wonder, which is one of my favorite like bookstores, period. So really loved this pin for Spin the Dawn. Also has like the similar scissor motif as well, which, you know, for a book about magical tailoring competitions, like, scissors are a pretty good motif. Then we have this one from Descendant of the Crane, this kind of white lotus blossom flower. Really love it. I freaking love Descendant of the Crane so much. I actually had my friend go to the launch event because I couldn't go there, and so she got me this pin and I was like, yes, so good. The next one is also from Winterwood. I'm not sure if this was a pre-order pin. My friend, I think, got this at Book Expo or Book Con, not really sure which one, and she was like, hey, do you want this pin? And I was like, yeah, I do. And I really liked Winterwood, and so it was like, I didn't see this pin drop at Book Expo. I had heard about it, and I was like, oh, I'm really sad that I missed it. And I guess she just offered to give it to me, and it's really cute. It's definitely has the same like vibes for Winterwood that you can kind of see in the moth pin. I'm looking down at the pins that you can see in the moth pin, the celestial kind of vibe. The next one was an incentive for the Ship Beyond Time, which is the second in Heidi Heilig's series that started from The Girl from Everywhere, and it's this boat pin. Sadly, the first one arrived completely smushed. Like, the back had just shorn off entirely in the mail. So Heidi was really nice and was able to send me a second one that was not messed up. I've actually had that happen to a few different pins that have been like completely shorn off in the mail, and even ones that are packed, I would say, pretty nicely. This happened for me with like the Phoenix, A Phoenix Must Burn anthology. I had an enamel pin. Penguin sent me like 3 of them, and 2 of them just broke in the mail, and that was so sad because I was like, no. But speaking of more pins that broke in the mail, the pre-order incentive one for Kingsbane from Sourcebooks, that one broke in the mail. Actually, it didn't break in the mail for me, but I remember I got a second pin, and I was like, oh, okay. And in that pin, there was a letter that said, hey, we know a lot of the pins arrived damaged, so we're just sending another one. I thought that was really nice. And mine, I think the first one I got was a little bent, but it wasn't like damaged, I guess, like the other one that I got for Phoenix First Must Burn, which I don't have with me. But this really fun sword pin. This pin, this like feather pin, I got from the Tempest and Slaughter, which is one of Tamara Pierce's recent releases, which was about Numair, and Dane Wild Magic is like a nostalgic fave for me. And so the fact that Numair was getting his own series is just so exciting. I want the second one. I feel like that pin that I got, and I think I got it in a mailing with an arc of Tempest and Slaughter, I would like the next one to be out. I have no idea when I got that pin, but it feels like forever ago, and I'm just like, I would like to know what happens with Numair for him to become the man that he will eventually be and meet Dane. The next one is for the Witchlands, definitely also another Truthwitch Susan Dennard pin. I'm pretty sure that I got this also at like a Book Expo Tour Teen kind of event, so that's really cute. And also like a really cute size in general, and so I do appreciate kind of like I appreciate large pins, obviously, and I appreciate small pins. I appreciate all pins. The next one was a pre-order incentive for Broadborn. Really love this moon banner thing. I think this was a really neat way to incorporate the title of the book, but also from like a pin perspective, also make it pretty universal from that perspective as well. And I really love the Labyrinth Lost series or the Brooklyn Bruja series. I really enjoy those, and I would definitely recommend them if you're looking for like an urban fantasy series. And speaking of urban fantasy series, let's chat about the Cemetery Boys pin. This is an Illumicrate exclusive pin. They did a debut box for Cemetery Boys. I knew I had to have it. And it included a wood mark, and it included this It included this candle pin, and I just love it so much because it is a little bit about like the magic system, but also the iconography from the front cover. Super adorable. And another kind of not urban fantasy, but like contemporary fantasy one is this pre-order pin for Magic for Liars. This is actually an adult contemporary fantasy one by Sarah Gailey. I really loved it because the sister relationship in Magic for Liars is super complex, is an interesting word to use for it, and I'm a sucker for books with sisters, and also specifically books with complicated sister relationships. I really loved Magic for Liars because of that. If you're looking for a contemporary recommendation that's not fantasy at all, Yoke by Mary H.K. Choi is fantastic, but please read the trigger warnings first. That is another really great sister book that kind of has that vibe that I'm talking about. The next ones, oh, we're coming to the end. The next one is was this pre-order incentive pin for a Melissa de la Cruz book. I want to say it's The Queen's Secret or The Queen's Assassin. I'm pretty sure Queen was in the title. Anyway, you could pick between a dagger or something else. I can't remember if it was a dagger and a crown, but basically I was like, I don't have enough pins with weapons on it, and so dagger please. And then after I made that choice, I was like, wait, I actually have more pins with weapons on it than I thought I did. But I will always take more weapon pins. Like, I really like them. This apple pin was a pre-order incentive for I think the Kingdom of the Blazing. I don't actually have the copy of it with me, but Julie C. Dow's second book. So the first one was Force of the Thousand Lanterns. I think the second one was Kingdom of the Blazing Phoenix. Basically, Force of the Thousand Lanterns was a re-inspiration kind of Snow White-esque. So the apple kind of is going off of that kind of iconography that you have in your head. I'm not sure if iconography is the right word, but anyway, really loved this one. Also, I really loved following Julie C. Dow's journey as an author. I remember meeting Julie at, I think, Boston Teen Author Festival, like ages ago, and so it's been a real pleasure to kind of see Julie's books and career kind of blossom. The next one is another similar nostalgic fave, and it is this Lightning and Cloud pin, and this was the pre-order incentive for Girls of Storm and Shadow. Love the series so much. I cannot wait for Girls of Fate and Fury. Nostalgia, I really admire Natasha, and I've met Natasha a few times now, and Natasha is one of my favorite writers and favorite people in general, and so I love that pin. I knew that I had to track down that one, essentially. The next one is this Aeon pin from the Never Tilting World and the Ever Cruel Kingdom. So excited that I won this pin because Rinchu Pecco's books are some of my favorite books in general. So upset that I missed out on the Shadow Glass pre-order pin. I swear I submitted it in time. I don't know what happened, but I was really happy that I have this Aeon pin. I really need Rinchu Pecco I need more pins of Rinchu Pecco's books. Bone Witch, need some pins. Very, very excited. I have this Aeon pin. I didn't have to track it down because I've been in search of the Shadow Glass pin for years, I think, at this point. I'm pretty sure at this point. And periodically I keep making posts about it and keep striking out. And the last one is this Grave Maidens pre-order pin. Grave Maidens, I'm on the street team for Grave Maidens and for War Maidens, and Kelly is just such a kind person. I'm so happy that I was able to support Grave Maidens, and I love all of the different elements of the cover and the story that have gone into this pin. It's another kind of example, like the Broadborn pin, is able to balance the title treatment or the title of the book really well with the overall look of the pin in general. Sorry, you can hear all the pins kind of rattling on my table in front of me. Whew, that brings me to the end of the Fantasy Pins video. I am sorry, this video is gigantically long. Hopefully you watched it with breakfast or a coffee drink. I'm sorry. Please tell me your favorite pins or pins that you're in search of essentially in the comments below. And I will leave all the links for supplier stores, subscription boxes, etc. Maybe also books. Oh my god, the description box is gonna have so many links. Okay, anyway, see you in the next one. Links. There will be links in the magical down below box. Not sure how many links, but there will be links. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!